not bad. Right? Okay. All right, so today, hello everyone. So today we move on new topics. We try to find the solution of the quadratic equations. I think several weeks ago, we're learning about this, like this, right? So x squared plus bx plus c. And when they are these kinds of equation, what are we normally doing is we try to factor them into like this, right? And we use the factor a times b, at least one of them need to be equal 0. Right? So we can find that one of the solution is this, second solution is this. So we need to try to factor this one. The methods earlier, if we really have ax squared plus bx plus c, we needed to do, we use the methods a times c, right? And then find their factors and try, if there is m and m plus n should be equal b, right? We use these kinds of methodology to factor them. So if they are whole numbers, you may be easy to find mn and find they met this situation. But some of the situation you can find out is not easy. It's not easy. So we need to find these kinds of problem. If given you A, B, C is random, any numbers, how can we solve these kinds of equation? That's why we're introducing square root. Square root. That's why I spend a lot of time talking about square root. Why? Just like say x squared equal 25. Yes, you can x where get is plus minus 5 based on square root. You can easily get it here. But if say x squared equals 17, so your x got plus minus square root 17. Here is not a whole number, right? Whole number. So we use these kinds of square root to find the solutions, right? Okay, so easily for these kinds of situation. If this quadratic, they don't have the middle terms. The term middle, like this middle term is 0, b is equal 0. So we can figure out is only can ax squared equals c. Suppose c is greater or equal than 0. And we can got c over a. And x equals c over a square root here. And they have positive, negative, like these examples. So you can see x squared equals 16, x equal positive, negative 4. This is very easy for you guys, right? So x equal positive, negative 7 over 2 square root. If make it rationalize of the denominator, so you can become, right? All right. So if they became more complicated situation like this one. So what do we need to do? We can say x minus 3, square root of both sides. So equal plus negative, I'm sorry, not 14, 4. Right? So you can get this kind of answer easily out of there. So you can get x equal what? 3 plus minus 4. So one of them is 7, the other one is negative 1. Right? So you can say this one, you can get square root. Both sides square root. Right? So you can get x minus 1. Here is post square root 8. I know this one can be write into plus minus 2 square root 2. So x equal negative 1 plus minus 2 square root 2. Right? So right now you can see these answers is not a whole number. They are containing this square root. because of the inside the square root here, radical number here, it's not one number's perfect square. So you cannot simplify anymore, right? This is the simplified answers. So like this one, since this part is less than 0, it means there's no solution for this one, right? No solution. You cannot square root both sides right now. Right? Okay, let's see another example here, like this one. This is 5x minus 2 square equal 10. So here is greater or equal than 0. So we can square root both sides. Right? So 5x equal 2 plus minus square root 10. And both sides divide 5. So you can get this part, right? So we can use these same methods for all these kinds of situation, right? All right, so what it means ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. We have some way can make it well. We can make it this way. Make it any number of this part, we can make it perfect square first. Right? How we do that? Today is solve these kinds of problem right now. First, we take the a out. We take it. We first, what do we do? We take this part out first. A x squared plus bx. Wait a minute. Let me do this one maybe a little bit better for you guys to understand it. Let me erase this part first. Okay, so let's do this first. First, I move the c to the right part. Be very careful, everyone here. We move c to the part, became negative c, right? Suppose a cannot equal 0. A is equal 0, they became linear line. You guys can get a solution of linear line. It would be easy. Well, suppose a is not equal 0 here. Okay, all right. So, and both sides divide b. Then I'm sorry, divide a. Divide a. So we need to take it. So here became a. Both sides divide a. All right, can you guys got it? So means this equation became what? X squared plus bax equal negative c over a. Anyone understand this one or not? Up to now. Anyone have questions? No, I didn't hear anyone have questions. So I suppose you guys answer. Understand here. All right. So most critical step is next here. What do I have to do here? So when you guys, I need to go, you go guys better understanding like this one. So x plus m squared. This is equal what? Equal what? Equal x squared plus 2mx plus m squared, right? So if you give you these two terms, you want to make a perfect square, you need the third term, right? If you give you two terms, you need a third term, make it perfect square. What the third term come from? Third term, this term is come from this number. You can see coefficient of this number, divide 2 and make it square, right? This number, if you give only these two terms right now in our this case here is like this. So we how to find this third term? We make this number divide 2, make it square. So it means divide 2 b over 2a, right? Divide 2 became b over 2a and make it square. All right, so we need it. So after that, this one we can write into like this. All right, did you see this step and this step? we just replace m with the b over 2a right now. Everyone, please read carefully about here. So you can see this step. Everyone know this. So right now I replace the m with the b over 2a. So you got this, right? You got this. Actually is here. So these two terms is given. So we need to find these terms. Make sure they become a perfect square. So it means here we add this one. Both sides add this one. Both sides added 2, 1, right? Did you see this one? Both sides added the same number. All right. Okay, let me erase the rest of the others. All right. So you guys understand these kinds of progress already. So let me erase this part first. Okay, so you guys already make sure you guys listen carefully about this part. This is very, very important. All right. That's all part of what we try to learning here. So a plus m. So you got x squared plus 2mx plus m squared. Actually, I right now only supposed to only give you this one. How you find this term? So make sure you can write something square. Actually, we find this one divided 2 and make it square. Right? Same here. If only give these two terms, you make this coefficient half of that and make it square. That's why we can make this one change into what? X plus b over 2a squared. Did you see this one? All right, let's rewrite it here one more time. All right, everyone be careful about this one right now. And let me rewrite it here. So right part, we reorganize here. So here became 4a squared, right? 4a squared. The denominator, both are 4a squared. What about top part? Top part is b squared minus, so here means times 4a, right? So it became b squared minus 4ac. All right, so you can see this one just rewrite here. This part come from here. This part we just recopy here. All right, did you see that? So you can go this one. So you can see this left part is something square, some number square, right? The right part is some number all made of this coefficient of a, b, c here. So what do we need to do here? We need to judge this number should be greater or equal than 0 or less than 0. If they greater than 0, this one we can both sides square of root of them. If they are less than 0, it means no solutions. Just like what we previously do here. If they are less than 0, there's no solutions here. Right? So we for two situations need to be concerned here. So you can see the bottom part is 4a squared. It's always positive number, right? Because a not equal 0. So we need to judge here is 4b squared minus 4ac. If they are greater or equal than 0, one situation. If they are greater than 0, what we can do? We can both sides square root them. Right? Square root, positive, negative, right? They have a 2 of them. So square root bottom became 2a. Okay. So x equal what? X is negative b. We move this one plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. When this part is greater or equal than 0. When they are less than 0, no solutions, right? When they are greater or equal than 0, this is the solutions. This is the solutions. Very critical. So everyone need to remember here. Everyone need to remember here. X equal negative b plus minus b squared root minus 4ac over 2a. All right. So we also define So since this is important, we call this one is something to judge if this one have solutions or not, right? We call this a discriminant. Discriminant. I think there's a number we give them. Discriminant is called discriminant. Called discriminant. I think it's called discriminant. So use this one to judge if they have solutions. If they are greater or equal than 0, they have solution is this one. If they are less than 0, no solutions. All right, so let's see some more specific examples. That's very critical, all right? Let me go back to this one. So make sure, can you guys print screen this one? Save it first. I need you guys remember this one. Really critical, all right? In the near future, we'll use a lot of this information. Use a lot of this information. Make sure you to find the solutions. Will they give you ABC? If they are not perfect square, how you do that, handle that. Right, I save the screen as well. All right, let's go this part. All right, so let's see this part. That's what I talked about. How you make this one became complete square. Complete square actually is right there. Right now you say how you became perfect square. So you needed to the middle of this part, divide two, right? Then make it a perfect square. So you can write this perfect square like this, all right? So you can go backward, You guys know very clear about this part, right? X plus something square equal first term square, second term square, and 2 times of the product of these two. So actually it's this term. Okay. So, all right. So let's review this progress first. So if they are perfect square and their right number is 8, this part is easy for you guys. Just like what are we doing right now. So x equal -1 plus -2 square root 2, right? This one we already done. Second part, same problem. If they're perfect square in the right part, in the left part, the right part is a positive number. So we can square root both sides, right? So x equal 2, move 2 here first. And then both sides divide 5. So you can go to here. Right? So you guys familiar with this progress. But what about this one? We make it perfect square, right? So how we became perfect square? We use this term. You can see here coefficient here is 1 first. Make sure here the coefficient in front of this one is 1. And the second term is 2 here. Half of this one, half of this one, and perfect square. So the right part do the same thing, right? So both sides plus the same kinds of number here. Don't change the equation, right? So all right, so left part became what? The right part became 5, right? So right now we can transfer the same kinds of format like this one. So we can easily to find a solution of them. Square root both sides, right? So you can got a -1 plus minus square root 5, right? Yep, so you can find a solution out of here. Let's use this example one more time here. First, we find these two terms, and the right part is these terms. All right, we make it perfect square right now. Can you? So you can see the coefficient in front of here is 1, and here is 6. So what we need to do is we use this second term, half of them, and then squared. So actually this is 6, 9, right? Both sides, here is 9, both sides plus 9. Don't change anything, right? So left part became what? And right part became here. See, we can change to this kinds of format. So both sides square root. Right? So x equal -3 plus minus 6, square root 6. Right? Okay, see this part, this kind. So let's see here. So we need to do here is use this one half of length, right? And make it a square. So actually here is 5 squares, 25. So here both is 25, right? So both sides plus 25. So x minus 5 square equal here is 11. So right now we can do that. Both sides square root, because the right part is greater or equal than 0. We can square root them, right? So x equal 5 plus minus square root 11. They have two answers here. All right. So you guys can easily make it its perfect square with this one. Find the solution. Make it a perfect complete square. So actually, this is called complete square progress. Actually, this progress is exactly like what I'm talking right now. Is based on here. So first, actually divide a here, and right now we make it a perfect square, right? Perfect square. We just like what I just repeated here one more time. So here, make the coefficient in front of this one is 1 now, and the coefficient of this part is here. What we need to do is make this part half of them, half of this one, and then square them. So you can see, actually we add this part, right? Right? That's what I've been doing, which how to make it perfect square. So left part is became this part square. You can see each one. Go back to our quadratic equation one more time, actually, to do the same thing. All right, so let's see here. So right now, since we know this part, we need to use it. We need it. Okay. Just like a saying, we needed to, we try to use this part. So spend some time, make sure this one write somewhere, make sure you are really remember this part. Okay, this is a critical part. So you know how to get this part. First, we make a perfect square. In the left part and right part is we need a positive number or greater or equal than 0 number. And then both sides square root. And then find the solutions. We are in the progress of find the complete square, completing the square. All right, so let's see some more example here. Like this one. Next example. So if we know here, we know ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So we know that a equal 4, right? B equal -8, C equal -5. So we can use this formula to directly get the solutions. How we get them? All right, negative b, right? Plus minus 4 times, I'm sorry, not 4. B squared minus 4ac divide 2a, right? So we can, this is their solution. Actually, this is their solution. So what do we got? So here is 8, right? Plus minus 64 plus 80. Here is 16, 80, right? 80 divide 8. All right, so you can got what? Actually, here is 16 times 4, 16 times 5. So 16 times 9, right? 16 times 9, you get 12. You got 12. So 8 minus 12. over 8. So one of them is 20 over 8. The other one is negative 4 over 8. So one of them here actually 5 over 2. This is negative 1 over 2. So you can find one of the solution here, the other solution is here. All right, so this one we base on the formula here. All right. Second one, let's check do by our complete square progress, like complete the square progress. All right, let's see how we do that. I use a different color so you can figure out. So first, we change. So we change like this. Can we do that? Everyone can do this one, right? All right, both sides divide 4. Right? Both sides divide 4. Right now we make it a complete square. We know this one just plus 1. Where the 1 come from? Negative 2, divide 2 and square it. So this one actually comes from negative 2 divided 2 and square. Right? So it is 1 plus 1, both sides plus 1. So you can see here. So here is 4 over 9, right? Okay, both sides square root. Right? Here square root is 3 over 2. So x equal 1 plus. So one of them is 5 over 2. The other one is negative 1 over 2. Right? Match up here. Right? Same progress. So you can use the formula progress, or you can use the complete square progress to find the solutions. Sometimes you can see this part, you can find a perfect square, and square root is still a number, a whole number. But sometimes they are not a perfect number, perfect square number. So square root is not get exactly whole number. So you keep the square root there. All right. Okay. All right. So that's very critical to find a solution. Actually, this is our objective here this week. Actually, I try to teach some more. Okay, this is the formula. I will send out a little bit later. This is the formula. Actually, I try to talk a little bit more, but the time is really limited. So it means this whole quarter, what we're learning actually is we try to find solutions for. We're trying to find the solutions for like these kinds of expression, right? If the a squared plus bx plus c, a cannot equal cancel this kind of thing, given you any a, b, c. If there b squared minus 4ac is greater or equal than 0, you can find these solutions. One of them is plus, one of them is negative b minus here. So this is called judge if they have solutions or not. So you can use this formula to define the a. A is the coefficient of the second degree term, first degree term, and 0 degree, and got these solutions based on this one. Judge this one first, and then get the solutions. So this is actually more example. If time allowed, I'd like to explain a little bit more, but just right now is really limited. Okay, let me talk a little bit here. So here this we call discriminant. We use this one called discriminant. All right, this is discriminant. We judge it as discriminant here. If they are positive, they have two different solutions, right? If they are equal 0, this part becomes 0, there only one real solution. If they are negative, it's no real solutions. So, all right, so this is the part where I like to talk a little bit more, but the time is really limited. I'm sorry, I cannot talk more. If time allowed, I like to learn how to graph them. That will be goes to the Algebra 2. So you guys will learn, if you go Algebra 2, you will learn this part. Okay, how to graphing. If you join my summer, no, I'm sorry, I didn't have the summer class this time. If you're doing summer classes, I like to teach you a little bit more about this part, how to graphing, and if the discriminant is negative number, we beginning to learn complex number. All right, so this part I will not teaching here. That's a little bit more complicated. Maybe some of you guys already learn complex number, but we just limited here for your algebra 2. You learn more about that algebra 2. Okay. So last week, next week will be week 32. I will spend some time. I will maybe make some time to make a video, review the homework, and also I will send out a link to do the quizzes. If most of people was available, I will start at 11 o'clock and to 12:30. So let you guys finish the quiz during the meantime. If you guys not available, I will send out a link as a homework for you. You should finish before next Sunday, the late night. And so I will send out the final credit to your parents and review together with you. All right, that's all. Thank you very much, everyone. Really happy to have you guys together for a whole year. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And you can contact me again. You know my email address and phone number of WeChat, right? My phone number 937-710-3410. And my email, all right. That's my Gmail. And you can also go to my WeChat, which here is my WeChat account. Okay. All right, that's all for today. And happy, wonderful summer. If I didn't have opportunity to see you one more time again. All right, have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank
Right.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.